It is raining. Hear that wonderful sound? I'm sure a lot of people around here have been praying for rain for the last few months.
And look what's ready for us. It's a Barbados cherry. I have pretty much planted almost every seed, in the ground or in a pot or something when I pick these, and I've never seen one actually sprout. Maybe they need a longer time, and then the winter or something, frost gets them before they sprout. I don't know what the deal is with these guys. You shouldn't need to cold stratify them because it'd probably kill them off since they're like a subtropical or really a tropical species. We're back. Now it's at nighttime, just getting dinner started, kind of rendering stuff down slowly. So this is another Brewmasters light pilsner beer. I knew they were supposed to have either a Miller or Coors Light clone, Busch Light clone, Michelob Ultra clone, Brewmasters from Walmart, and they're supposed to be working on a Bud Light clone as far as I can tell. I forget which was which. I found, like a Reddit or something a few weeks ago about, this is a clone of that, this is a clone of that. Like their Golden Cerveza that we did the other day, which was supposed to be a clone of Modelo Especial. So let's pop it open and see what it tastes and smells like. Right, freshly popped open. Ooh, that smells like Busch. I wonder if this is the Busch Light one. I don't know. That Golden Cerveza we did kind of reminded me maybe like Busch with more flavor. This is similar. So they had the pints at our local Walmart for 84 cents. So instead of buying a 12-pack or a case, I figured I'd try just a single. 4.2% alcohol. I guess that's to be expected since it's a light beer. It's all right. It's like I said, maybe just a little bit more flavor than what I remember Busch tasting like, but it's not, again, not really my thing. It's okay. It's beer, not super bitter or anything like that. Not as much flavor as like a Modelo Negra, and definitely not as refreshing and as the Dos Equis. Dos Equis is still my favorite. Maybe by the end of the season we'll knock Dos Equis out of that top spot, but so far, nope. It is another morning here on this garden vlog, and 2 nights ago we got a really decent rain, and there were some ideas I had in my mind that I was going to try to implement, but something else come up. A big project, rebuilding our children's bathroom. Basically, we put handicap bars in the tub several years ago when Natalie moved in, because she's in a wheelchair with a neuromuscular disease, and she has to have handicap bars. We didn't know what we were doing. We should have probably took the siding or the wall or something out to put sideboards like 2x8s, 2x10s between the studs to allow us to screw those handicap grab bars in. So pre-drill, put the silicone in, put silicone, in the holes, and then silicone around the gaskets. Then once it's screwed in, silicone around the outer area of those flanges. So you got 3 levels of sealing. We didn't know what we were doing, and it ended up causing major water leakage and damage, and it it doesn't just stop at a certain point. It spreads further and further and further. Now we got a big renovation project going. Between that, other renovation, smaller renovation jobs, flooring and this stuff we're doing in other rooms, and trying to fix a lot of the stuff that the church that helped us do a lot of these handicap accessible updates that they didn't really do right. They were well-meaning, but when you don't do things correctly, you either have to redo them or you have to fix them. Sometimes those problems, just like that water thing, that was us doing that and messed up. They did quite a few things that have been messed up, and I think if they would have did them right, including some cabinets, including flooring, including that roll-in wheelchair accessible shower system, which we probably can't redo unless we see some rot or some kind of issue where we have to go back in there and try to figure it out. We have to try to fix a lot of things, a lot of mistakes that they just did not do correctly. And these are a lot of retired people that didn't have past jobs in construction and building and stuff, had administrator jobs, investment firms, office positions, that said, okay, I'm going to retire and I'm going to go help people, and they're going to, look on YouTube videos, try to get help from, other church members. Some people have a little know-how, some people don't. And the person running the job is probably kind of like me. He has his knowledge in a lot of things, but he's master of none when it comes to plumbing, electrical, construction, handicap stuff. And then we're doing, we'll probably go back and forth and say this is homeschool, this is PEP. They are similar, but PEP is different in a way that who is over the program that takes it out of the local county school board system and it brings it into the Department of Education and just a state system, and you get scholarships for it. There are scholarships, I think, for homeschool where you still stay in the system if you have like a special needs child. It's called, I think, Children with Unique Abilities Scholarships. So that would take you out of the PEP program and back into like the homeschool program, and you get more money. But for now, I think we're going to stick to the PEP program and see how we can do. So when people say, are you homeschooling? Well, they're at home doing school, but technically, on a certain level, homeschool, like I said, ties you to the school board. So yes, they're at home doing school. No, they're not homeschooling. So that is keeping us tied up lately, and we're getting anywhere between like 2 and 6 packages a day for those PEP homeschool programs.
Man, we are having a heck of a thunderstorm here tonight. Lots of rain. Man, people have been waiting for this rain. Just like the last time it rained. Prayers were answered. Man, amazing amount of rain though tonight.
I pulled one of those prickly pears because the other one disappeared. I don't know if the animal got it or if it just dropped on its own. Didn't have anything, so I made kind of a shish kebab with a piece of dog fennel here. Come off pretty easily. Need to burn the spurs or something. I don't know if it's bad because of that little crack, but probably not. Right here they are, sliced up, super purple. They got all these little seeds here. You can scrape it off and eat that little rind area, I think. Kind of tastes a little vegetal and a little fruity, like dragon fruit, watermelon rind, something like that. Our first Christmas loquat blooms have opened. Now I want to show you guys something very exciting, which I didn't know if it's going to happen at all during or before the end of this garden vlog season.
One, two. So those are new leaf blooms from our air layered red navel orange.
Oh, look over there. That banana tree has, with all those bananas on it, just kind of snapped. And look, it just got a tinge of yellow. That pretty much all but assures that these guys are going to ripen on the table or hanging up for us. 2 years in a row, we got a little bunch of burro bananas. That's kind of unheard of for north central Florida. It's sure exciting to find those bananas, you know, starting to get ripened before that banana plant went. So we should definitely have some bananas soon. And it was exciting right before that to see this red navel shooting new leaves out. And it does have some dieback. Both of these guys have dieback. This guy still has green leaves, which may explain why there aren't new leaf buds emerging as far as I can tell. But see, there's some dying ones, there's some dying, there's some dying. There's alive. So hopefully this grapefruit will take, but you know, it may not show any sign until a new flush of growth because it did not lose its leaves versus this one that lost them. This jujube though, it does not look like anything. There is some green at the bottom right there from the scratch test, but the top I think is dry, so probably not going to make it. But even if it comes back from the roots or anywhere down here, it'll be true to, you know, the mother plant, the grafted plant. So we'll just let it stay in this pot until it rots or sprouts out. It looks like our little blackbird graft on this just wild mulberry seedling that has just been struggling with a couple little leaves here and there for months, has succumbed to something. But we got backups, so we got ones that are doing really well. Well, it's very nice to see something in this video that, you know, we were waiting for that rain to hit. We got, you know, several, 2, 3 nice rains, flooding rains, to saturate the ground, to make the plants happy, to potentially go out and plant some plants and seeds or whatever. But then again, we got busy redoing the children's bathroom, and we're like, between that and doing the PEP school stuff, it's taking up pretty much all of our extra time. So yeah, the rain hit, I would say too little too late, but I'm sure a lot of people around here are really glad that we got all this rain. Since we don't really have time to go plant out there, it's so nice to see, you know, those at least 2 air layers. One of them seems like it's staying alive. It's not just turning brown. It's not just dying, rotting, drying out. And the other one is shooting new leaves out. So at least 2 of the 3 just may do well. They may make it. And that's inspiring to myself because a new way to propagate citrus, and I know that they do jujubes like that, air layer them, because people talk about it, you know, sometimes. I've seen people doing on videos and probably read it on Google and everything else where people propagate jujubes like that. We can always try again in the future if that one doesn't succeed.